Ever get that feeling you're looking at some intricate piece of machinery and it's like, how does it even all work? It's like magic almost.
Absolutely.
Well, today we are taking that magic apart piece by piece and looking at a job that's all about those inner workings.
Okay.
V-belt finishing.
Ooh, okay.
Get ready,
Oh,
because this is
yeah.
not your grandpa's factory job.
You're absolutely right.
Right.
You might hear V-belt and think, okay, simple enough.
Yeah.
But when we really get into it today, with these RoleCatcher resources we have,
Yes.
you'll find out it's a surprisingly high-tech world
Okay.
of precision, quality control,
Wow.
all happening crazy fast.
Okay, so full disclosure,
Yeah.
I had to look up what a V-belt even was before we started today. But they're these essential belts
Right.
that help transfer power between moving parts
Okay.
in all kinds of machines, from cars to factory equipment, all this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our RoleCatcher guide tells us that V-belt finishers, these are the folks that make sure those belts are good to go
It's true.
and that every tiny detail is exactly right.
It's true. And, you think of a V-belt, think of it like a really, really durable rubber band.
Okay.
It needs to be flexible, right?
Yeah.
Bend, move constantly without cracking, without losing its shape.
Yeah.
And any tiny variation
Oh, wow.
in the thickness can throw the whole system off,
Really?
cause vibrations, could damage a machine,
Wow.
make it less efficient.
So it's like you're a surgeon, but for
That's a great way to put it.
a machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. And speaking of precision, the guide also mentions that V-belt finishers use all sorts of specialized equipment.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't sound very low-tech to me.
Not at all. In fact, this is one of those fields that's changing really rapidly with automation.
Okay.
So while, having a steady hand,
Right.
a keen eye, that's still essential. You've got to be comfortable working with all this computer-controlled machinery now.
Wait, really? So even though it's hands-on, there's still this huge element of, like,
Oh, absolutely.
tech and growing with the tech.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me more about that.
Absolutely. We're seeing it already. Robotics being used for, like, the measuring, the
Okay.
cutting of the belts. Doesn't mean humans are out of the picture, though.
Right.
Instead, it's like V-belt finishers are becoming these specialized technicians.
Oh.
Imagine, like, you've got to troubleshoot a robotic arm
Right.
that's off by a fraction of an inch.
Oh, wow.
That's where the real skill comes in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never would have thought that robots would be part of this whole
Yeah.
equation. That's wild. So what you're saying is that this career path, it's not just a job. It's like,
It's a path, yeah.
it's a trajectory. It keeps going.
Absolutely.
That's very cool.
Especially for someone like you interested in constantly learning new things.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you'd love to see just how quickly this field is changing.
Absolutely. And speaking of learning and growing,
Yeah.
the RoleCatcher guide, it actually outlines the different stages
Okay.
of a V-belt finisher's career,
Right?
starting with entry level.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone's just dipping their toes into this world,
Yeah.
what does that look like?
So they have an example here. It's great.
Right.
It's an entry-level V-belt finisher profile.
Okay.
And one thing that stuck out to me was they mentioned vocational training.
Okay.
This isn't always about, needing a 4-year degree to get started,
That's awesome.
which is good news for someone who wants to get started quickly
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
get into the workforce.
You mean you could go to, like, a trade school or something?
Exactly.
And learn the ropes? Wow. That makes it way more accessible than I thought initially.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
absolutely.
So you learn those base skills, you're comfortable with the tech.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next? What's it look like when you move up?
Okay, so get this. They actually use the word collaborator
Okay.
to describe a senior V-belt finisher.
Collaborator.
Yeah.
I was picturing someone with, like, superhuman measuring abilities or something.
Right.
Not necessarily someone leading a team meeting.
But think about it this way.
Yeah.
As the technology gets more complex,
Right.
the more you need people who can bridge the gap
Okay.
between the engineers designing these systems
Right.
and the operators using them every day.
So it's less about you becoming this V-belt making robot yourself
Right.
and more about understanding how to optimize the robots
Yes.
and then train other people to use them.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fascinating
It
kind of thing.
is. It really is. And, that idea of blending those technical skills
Yeah.
with communication,
Right.
problem solving.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I think we've hit on something huge here.
Okay.
This is bigger than V-belts.
I think you're right.
This is like
Yeah.
the future of work.
It is.
Oh, man. Okay, listeners, buckle up
Get ready.
because this deep dive is about to get really interesting. This whole thing is kind of blowing my mind, honestly. It's like this job, V-belt finishing, seems so hands-on, so physical, and yet it's right there on the front lines of this whole tech revolution.
Absolutely. It shows how tech isn't just taking jobs.
Right.
It's changing what the work is, And that blend, we were talking about technical skills, but then those really human skills, too.
Yeah.
That's what's becoming so valuable everywhere.
So it's not enough to just, know how to program the robotic arm. You got to be able to, explain what it's doing.
Yes.
Maybe even train someone else to use it.
Think about those V-belt finishers. They might have to explain to an engineer why a belt design's not working with the system.
Oh, wow.
Or troubleshoot a software problem that's throwing everything off.
Wow.
That's technical stuff and critical thinking and how you talk about it.
So you're saying even if I'm not, building robots, I've got to be cool with working with them.
Yep.
Understanding how they change my job. That's got to be way more than just factory work, right?
Absolutely. Think about, nurses using AI to help diagnose patients, but they've got to know how to explain that.
Right, to someone who doesn't have the medical background.
Exactly. Or teachers using VR in the classroom, but still got to make the lesson plan.
Oh, wow.
Still got to connect with the kids,
It's almost like every job is becoming a tech job.
In a way, yeah.
In some way. So this V-belt thing, it's not even about V-belts anymore. It's this lens to see the future through.
And what's exciting is this isn't about leaving people behind.
Okay.
It's about if you're willing to learn, adapt.
Yeah.
Huge opportunities.
Yeah.
Like our V-belt folks, operator to technician to trainer.
Right.
All sorts of jobs are going to do that.
That's pretty cool.
If you can bridge that human-tech gap.
Thinking back to that RoleCatcher guide.
Yeah.
The interview questions. Do you think even those kind of show this bigger thing happening?
Oh, totally. It wasn't just, do you know the tech?
Right.
One was, how would you handle quality control issues?
Oh, interesting.
Used to be, follow the rule book, done.
Right. Now it's like...
Got to think on your feet. Yeah. Solve the problem before it's a problem.
Right.
Can't program that into a robot, at least not yet.
That's reassuring, to be honest.
Right.
With all this talk of automation, we still need that human ingenuity.
You got it.
People who see the big picture can connect the dots.
And it's not even just seeing the dots.
Right.
It's explaining it to others so they get it too.
That's true. So they can do something with it.
That's that blend, again, expertise, but how you talk about it.
Okay, so someone's listening to us right now.
Yeah.
And they're thinking, all right, all this is fascinating, but what does it mean for me?
I'd say this V-belt thing, it's a peek into the future of work.
Great.
Being curious, adaptable, wanting to learn constantly. Those are the things that matter most now, whatever job you're doing.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
V-belts are something totally different. That's how you stand out.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change, right?
There you go.
Speaking of change, we're going to have to wrap up our V-belt deep dive pretty soon.
Okay.
But there's one more thing from this RoleCatcher guide.
Yeah.
It's about staying current.
Oh, right.
Up to date on industry trends.
Oh, that's huge.
Dan said, mention publications you follow in an interview.
Oh, I love that. Imagine.
Yeah.
By the way, I get V-belt weekly. Never miss it.
See, that's what I'm... that tells a story.
It does.
More than just saying, I'm a fast learner.
Way better.
It's like, you're in it.
Shows you're passionate.
Yeah. The new V-belt alignment tech comes out. You're like...
Ghost in line.
Kiwi. Gotta know.
And let's be real, we've all got our thing.
We do.
Something we geek out about.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's what they want, right?
Yeah.
You're hungry to learn. Got to be ahead of the curve.
Makes sense to me.
Any job.
If I'm hiring, I don't want someone who's going to be lost.
Exactly.
When the next big tech thing drops. Got to
roll with it.
Curious, adaptable, like our V-belt friends.
There you go, exactly.
With their robots.
It's not even just keeping your job then.
Right.
It's that's how you spot new chances.
Yeah.
Maybe find what you're meant to do, who knows?
Right. Someone listening right now is going to become a V-belt master.
Haha, there's one out there, I'm sure of it.
Or they'll take this idea.
Yeah.
This learning, not staying put, and apply it to what they're into.
Love it, that's what we want.
That's the cool thing about these deep dives, right?
It is.
We start specific.
Yeah.
But it's it opens up
to the whole world,
to all these big ideas.
It's been a pleasure. Really enjoyed this one.
Me too. Always learned so much from you.
Anytime.
And listeners, hope this got you thinking.
Yeah, keep that curiosity going.
Maybe you'll see your own work differently now.
There you go.
Future of work, it's all about change. Always learning, never stop, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe you'll be the one leading the next big thing.
Maybe so.
Till next time, keep exploring.
Stay curious.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.